Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. I'm still trying to fix the color balance on this camera. I am starting to now figure out why this one is so cheaply. Anyway, so this week's Midweek Magic, we are doing Phantom Seal. So this is Phantom Seal the Bloomburrow. One way to look at the set before it leaves us. Dustmore coming in about 2 weeks time or one more week time depending on when you watch this. Oh, it's almost there. So it's kind of weird that we're getting this as a last hurrah. I feel like this would have been better as a different sealed event. But hey, nothing like a bit of a random one. And we got some really good ones as well, including hmm, this is probably one of the okay. This has got to be one of the worst. This has to be one of the worst spe- special guests. Secluded courtyard. This was an uncommon. Oh well, at least we got something over nothing. We do have the nice season of loss, so this is pretty good. Also, scavenger's talent. Between the rot collar and the lunar convocation, I can kind of tell where I am. Though though we do have a splash option. But yeah, that's a horrible special guest card. Unfortunately, our white looks really disastrous. Like, yeah, we have carrot cake, we have a banishing light, we have a waxwing with witness, a strike force, but nothing that great. First off, let's do a lands check. There's a secluded courtyard, which we're definitely gonna run. We have 3 villages, so that's pretty interesting. There's also Uncharted Haven, so that also goes in. There's our lunar convocation, but white is looking really dry. We'll be looking at black to see if we could fill that in. That said, blue black splashing white is also an option, though only this one really only cares if we gain life, and we have very few ways of gaining life right now. Let's do a sanity check on that. No, I definitely want to run the black though. Between Fells, Savior, Scavenger's Talent, we're gonna do a check, but we will definitely have lots of creatures dying. Actually, Season of Loss. Our black is actually kind of dry also. Like, we have a Valley Rot Collar. Sure, we have a Glide Dive Duo. Hazel's Nocturne is a way to get some start cards back. Moonstone Harbinger is fine, though we don't really have any bats. Like, we have only... As far as bats go, we have this, and this. These are our only bats. So all of a sudden, black is starting to look really poor as far as the life gain, life loss strat goes. We probably would be looking to another color. That said, we do have a Vine Reap Mentor, so that might be an alternate strat. Let's take a look at green. We have a Hunter's Talent, so that's an easy sell. I have a few reasonably sized creatures. Sunshard Druid's great. Sticky Tongue Sentinel is fine. We do have Clement, and we do have Lily Splash Mentor. I think blue is kind of deep also, so let's do a check on that. 2 Bellowing Criers, 2 Water Spout Wardens. Blue's actually kind of looking good. We even have an Azure Beastbinder, which is actually nuts. Okay, we're gonna do okay, let's do a sanity check first on blue-black rats. As far as rats go, we don't really have any. But we do have lots of removals, so we would be going into blue for it. I don't think the rat line is gonna work here. But I would definitely run the Beast Binder. I'm not so sure about the assailants at this point. This one wants squirrels, bats, lizards, and rats. Let's do a check on red. I think because white looked awfully dry, as you can see here. Red looks interesting. We have a Cindering Cutthroat, Frilled Sharpshooter, 2 Kindle Spark Duos as a way to deal damage, but I don't know how much. 2 Alina's Pathmaker is fine. There's a War Squeak, which is okay. We're probably gonna go black-green if ever. Still not convinced. But we're getting a lot of fights. We're getting a lot of fight spells, just not much in the way of creatures. I might end up splashing blue just for these. So Heap Harvest becomes a shoe-in as well. We have two Long Tusk Brawls. Do we want both of them? Not so sure. We can run Head of the Homestead. Head of the Homestead is a top-end creature. So green-black is kind of okay. The blue splash is probably fine. Like we're splashing for we're splashing for 3 cards right now. There's an argument that we definitely have to run this. Yeah, we're kind of short on creatures. That's an issue here. Tree mascot fills in. Scales of Shale really wants to be in the Lizards deck. Now we could kind of do that if we start splashing red instead, but even that feels really dry. Do I want to just go into blue black? Between the Bellowing Crier, Shoreline Looter, we could go into Threshold. We just don't really have any good payoffs for going into Threshold. We don't have a Mind Whisker, so that's a bit weak. Our only payoff is Shoreline Looter. Okay, let's just fill it in with more creatures. I think we might be forced to... Wait, we also have an... Yeah, we're splashing blue. I don't want to splash... as much as I want to splash white, I don't want to. Also, we're not running that many birds in, though we may consider adding some. Waterspout Warden is not a bad thing to put. It's just that our mana base is really bad right now. The Mind Drill Assailant might fit after all. So this becomes a top end. It's just a horrible one at that. So we have one white spell. No, it's just the Head of the Homestead. That's not really white. We have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We ideally need only 4. So we're gonna cut one island. We're gonna add one swamp because that's what we really need here. We do have to be careful with the Secluded Courtyard because our creature types are all over the place. This is gonna be... So our biggest hit would be Frog, Druid, Rat, Squirrel. So we have Frog Druid, Squirrel Warlock, Raccoon Berserker, that's all over the place. Squirrel Druid, so we have a Frog Druid and a Squirrel Druid. Shapeshifter, this counts as everything. Warrior doesn't fit. Frog Warrior, so Frog Druid. So Frog and Druid seems to be the... Yeah, Frog and Druid seems to be the biggest crossover here. Like I could name Druid, I could name Frog, and I should be mostly fine. But yeah, we're really all over the place. I think this pool as it is, it's lots of trouble. We really have to survive we really have to survive with just the removal spells we have early. Thankfully we got a lot of them in black. It's just a shame that everything else kind of dried up. At least we have a decent start. Turn 1 Sunshower Druid. Probably will not Hunter's Talent. Unless our opponent drops a really cheap creature. In which case we actually have the option of bouncing the Hunter's Talent to Sticky Tongue Sentinel. That's a really interesting trick. Yeah, now we're kind of running dry. Opponent has the better talent here. So at least we get to run Clement right away. I probably should have attacked first though. That was a bit of waste. Now if our opponent doesn't drop... Okay, Heap Harvest. So they're not dropping big creatures yet. And what I will most likely do is... Sunshower Druid. onto pump there. Now our opponent does have black, so we're hoping that we don't get spiked with removal. Also, this is only for creature spells. I could cast the Sticky Tongue Sentinel just to get it back, but I kind of want to wait on it a bit. The reason I want to wait here is because our opponent might present something that we can remove with Hunter's Talent. Unfortunately, that counter does make it a bit impossible here. I could just go. No, I could. Oh wait. Hold on. Now I did mess up here because this mana can only be spent on creature spells. This has ward 1. I should have tapped this also. That said, I am going to offer the trade here. Opponent doesn't take it, so we now have we will have that option next turn, depending on what our opponent does. Yeah, that ward 1 is quite relevant here. Thankfully, we do have that touch, so that's also kind of relevant too. Only going for the Polywall up, so that is fine. Into a Bone Cash Overseer. So we do have. Fine. Stick to the courtyard. We are naming Frog. So first things first. See if our opponent has the counter spell for this. If it's the one spell I think of, they don't have a bird, so they might just crack that instead. Now, they might be able to respond by... They might have a response to this though. No, they're just gonna surveil. That's kind of fine. Because there is a limit to what spell they can cast off this. Next turn, we're definitely gonna use Nocturne to buy back Clement. I might also chump block with Sunshower Druid just for that as well. And might as well activate this. So we still have to dodge this one, and this one can grow quite a bit, but we'll just have to go up. We'll just have to go up top instead. Opponent might also hit. Well, they hit Flash Portal. Probably a good way to reset this. Hazel's Nocturne, a very good way to get back Glarb. So that seems to be our opponent's plan. Nope. So and unfortunately, that only triggers once, so we can't get the full buff. But it's still 3 damage, and our opponent... Well, 4 damage. And our opponent now has to have an answer to this. And even And as long as our opponent doesn't have a way to gain life, we can glide dive duo. They will gain some life back. So they go up to 4. Okay, they're buying that back. They do. Oh wait, that's just the draw card. They actually whiffed on this. This is the draw card, right? Yeah, that's just a draw card. Opponent trying to find a way to gain enough life. Yeah, the black splash is super important considering how few creatures we actually have. So opponent gains 2 life. They're up to 3 life. They're up to 5. Sunshower Druid really showing how good it is. When it goes Furious Forager, going to return a permanent. Then it's gonna probably pay that one. But yeah, our opponent is missing a lot of flying creatures. Yeah, the Death Toucher is gonna be so important for us. Getting back the Heaped Harvest instead to gain life. We'll take because it's inconsequential. There you go. Woo! So that was a pretty good win for us there. Considering I had so little faith on this one, actually I'm going to adjust this webcam a little bit more. Yeah, this now looks so washed out, it's really bad. Lower the brightness, lower the contrast quite a bit. Okay, looks less washed out. We'll apply that and continue. Still looks a bit washed out, but I can live with that. So there we go. That was a pretty good first win considering how bad our deck is, to be honest. We did have to force ourselves to. We did have to play to the rares. That's pretty much how it goes. Admittedly, our mana base is still quite. I can see cases where it just doesn't line up. The mana base lines up really poorly, but we'll make do it. This one is much better. And the Mind Drill Assailant, we could use our splash, we could use our not splash, and we would be fine. Though this one is a Rat Warlock. We have only 3 Warlocks and 3 Rats. I don't like having to play this just because. That said, if our opponent doesn't really do anything, we are free to just level this up. When it goes Find Orator. Now our opponent could just have the removal for this. It'll be a real feel bad. Then again, it does give us a food token in return, so that's some minor payments there. That said, our opponent does seem to be we are kind of interested in mill, but only if we hit our second swamp or first island. Arxbane Duo is not gonna do it. But it's annoying enough that I could. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one because this is the sorcery speed one. Then we just attack. But yeah, And we do have more swamps than forests. But it's still kind of an even number. Okay, that one. Okay, nice. We hit our... Actually, I can take the 2 life. I could give them a food, but our opponent does seem to be in squirrels, so we're gonna not do that. Now, watch the instant regret, but I am willing to pull this off because the death touch just stone walls us completely. More big intimidator. We'll discard a card actually. Hunter's talent is... Oh, thank goodness it does that check. But the game checks also, so... Yeah, so Hunter's talent really nice. Having a lot of removal helps. That said, the race is still kind of close. So this one actually means if... Ooh. Okay, then we're gonna name blue. I'm gonna swing first, see if our opponent wants to do anything. No, I'm not paying that yet because this is an end of turn anyway. They definitely have something. I have to respect them for that. Early winter, and that's an XL effect. That said, we can start surveilling aggressively if we need to. And then wait. Well, let's see Harvest. Wait, we can swing 2, 3, 4, 5. Our opponent can kill this one by mass blocking with everything. So we're gonna set up our mana first. No, I could sacrifice these 3 just... But no, this is an end step trigger. And we don't even get the Polywallop back because that got XL, so that's a no. And I don't even get to trade for all 3. So I'm gonna actually pass here. Yeah, got stonewalled a bit. Oh wait, they can't block. I still could have swung. It's fine. We'll take it for now. Started Soothsayer. That one is probably just sacks this. They're not, so I will. So target player mills 2 cards. Probably us. So I probably would have preferred to... Ooh, we lost the season. No pun intended. But we can just mill 1... Yeah, we're gonna just do this right now. Head of the Homestead is, unfortunately... Do I mill this one just to get bored? No, we'll mill it. We'll swing, see if our opponent has the removal for this. It'll be annoying if they do. But it's still a 5-5. Well, 6-5. They might have a trick. Okay, they're double blocking. They have something. Scales of Shield. Ugh, of course. Thankfully, it tramples, so I still get to deal some damage. We do, but unfortunately, that life gain is huge. If I want to return with a finality counter, it's 3 others, so I have to give it one. Let's see. One's at 25, we're at 20, so we're gonna start milling them instead. Ooh, that was a good one to mill, but that's a scary one for our opponent to get back. But yeah, we're probably gonna lose this one. Yeah, unfortunately, this one being just surveil is really bad for us. Yeah, we can concede this one because we attack, they block, they exile, it returns it back to hand, and we will have to deal with it next turn. We unfortunately did not draw enough creatures to go with our removal, and that is going to be a big problem with this deck. You saw that in during deck building that the creature count is awfully light. It's also awfully all over the place. We kind of had to have things line up in order to get it to work. Yep, that's just me double checking the Opera GX. So talent into talent. We kind of need we need to hit mana for another creature, otherwise we're in real trouble. I'll try it. This is, after all, just some sealed with no consequences, so I am willing to keep really sketchy hands here. Like, worst case scenario, I can just 1-2. But I really... Turn 3, I might even heap Harvest first, just to bounce, then just bounce this one. Bounce it with Sticky Tongue Sentinel afterwards. Now we need to draw another land this turn. Otherwise, we probably just lose. 3/3 Mascot. Well, we did draw land. We probably named Frog because we have Clement. But we also get to play this. And yeah, let's just draw our blue source now. There is an argument for a green source since we can go Hunter's Talent. But I'm most likely going to just end up Sticky Tongue Sentinel, bounce back, Harvest. Opponent's going Sticky Tongue Sentinel, doesn't bounce anything because they don't have to. Oh wait. Yeah, having the right talents. It's a shame that this is Phantom. I would have loved to get another copy Scavenger's talent. Next turn, if we hit another land, I would play Harvest War Clement. Otherwise, probably still play Harvest first because I can still pump this. One's just gonna fell that. So we do get a food token. Sure. We don't hit the token, but I guess I could play this first. Start forcing our opponent to have a response to this. Yeah, I guess we do. Let's put a creature on board first. Our opponent could have a Polywall up, but they're missing 1 mana for that. Also note that we could just pay, if we get enough food tokens here, we could just pay when it goes Bramble Guard Veteran. That's a good target for Nocturnal Hunger, so we'll consider that. Or Squeak. I wasn't gonna block anyway. There's Saver, but that is... We have to gift them the food. Yeah, that Bramble Guard Veteran would have ruined us really badly. Fearless Recycling, getting 2 cards back. Gifting us a land, which is fine because it does set up... It lets us play Clementi Tarpest. They probably played the Bramble Guard Veteran first. So this raccoons you control get +1/+1, so 4/5. So we'll actually let that go. Yeah, we'll actually let that go. We'll just sacrifice the food. And I think our opponent is less likely to recover from mill. That was a good one. Our opponent could have removal. They are in the colors that are really deep into removal, so let's hope that's not so, because I need to be able to block the veteran with Worry Ward. And your Wild Guide, that's kinda fine. There is the argument that I should probably save her first. See what their last card is. Nope, it's just a food token, so we're fine here. Let's play this. We don't need this. Get Swamp. So I can actually... I am actually gonna fell this one before our opponent can bounce this with Sticky Tongue Sentinel. I might as well just play this one. So now the race begins here. They're playing Sticky Tongue. They're probably not gonna bounce anything back. So we did kind of deny that from them. When it is gonna hold. This, I could sack this now, try to grab another land, but I would rather... Okay, end of turn. I don't really bounce anything back. I should threaten with this. I'm gonna threaten with this one first. See if opponent chump block. Opponent will block. And that gives me the extra food token I need, so I can now do this. And we get back... I would love to get back Sticky Tongue Sentinel, but we need to get back Light Dive Duo first. I can return this, but that doesn't do anything. Target them for the... We're gonna target them for all of this. Oh, and we also draw land. Ooh. Okay, the Agate Assault is a good hit. Wildfire Howl, kinda, not so much, but it's actually still a good hit, I guess. Yeah, I don't have a 6-drop creature, so I won't be able... Do I? No, I don't have a 6-drop creature. If I did, I would be able to bounce this one, and it would be fine. Actually, our opponent actually timed out here. They know that our next turn we would just put this on here. Yeah, the talents are really good. I think our opponent dropped out. Let's see. We might have hit all the removal? Oh well, we're just waiting now, I guess. Since we're waiting... Let's see, what are things we need to check? Oh yeah, I should... Ah! Yeah. Looking pretty good. There's actually some interesting news here. Pagers explode? Wait, what do you mean? Okay, I will check this. I definitely want to check this news bit afterwards. Okay, opponent is back after spending quite a bit. So it probably might have just been a DC of some sort. I'm sure they have something. We definitely need to draw into more creatures at this point. Well, opponent's gonna give us the hugs. Now, they can actually make this hugs have haste, so that is a big problem for us. Yeah, we might lose to hugs just because of this. We could double block. We could double block and that might be worth it. I'm trying to see if there's a way we could survive. No, we have to double block. Yep, they're gonna take out the Glide Dive Duo, which makes sense. So we hit a Vine Reap Mentor instead. So next turn, I probably would just swing with the Vine Reap Mentor instead. I could also sack this, but what am I getting back? Sticky Tongue Savior, that's not gonna quite do it now. Kind of unfortunate, but that isn't. Oh, they also have Moira as well. Whenever you expend 8 before you gain 3 life, so that expend is a really big deal. Bark Form Harvester, they're gonna gain the 3. So this is gonna be a long-term battle now. Thankfully, they're not expending 8 this turn, and unless they're full of large creatures, there's also probably unlikely to expend 4 as well. Hold on. Hello? Okay. Tsaylo. It's just once you want a battery, yeah. Are you sure he gets you charge ba? Are you sure he get battery di want u charge? Sine ba? Hmm. Siguro, ani siguro si Yakubo 佢啲咗嘅創先呢，我唔知咯，我唔知啲呢，我一定會啦。哦。Yeah, something like that. What? I'm saying no. What? Well, last time that's because it was near enough. If you just change the battery, it should work already. Yes, but if it doesn't work, no, that means shukulo, I can't help you. I don't know. I don't know. Are you sure the Sahige battery tyo ba? Di bo sa tyo? Right direction, right facing. Okay. Wait, are you sure you did not put the old ones in again? Then in that case, I can't help you. You try putting the batteries in again, see if that works. If not, I don't know. Sige. So here it looks like our opponent has an interesting strat. They're actually starting to fill their graveyard in again because they are running the risk of getting milled out. So I would need to sack a lot. So let's see how many, because each permanent that gets sacrificed is 2 cards. I get to sack 3 for free. Opponent's at 11. They're gonna go for 12. No, they're going for 11. They're going to hold. I'm going to wait on this one. Might as well play this. So I can actually bounce this. We can actually cycle this back in. You can cycle this back and take out quite a few cards. Then we'll just have to do it again. So as long as we have something more expensive than the Vine Reap Mentor, we're good. Also, we want to sack this one as well. Definitely not gonna attack. There is no point here. So I'm gonna check. Does this target? You may sacrifice return A. So I can sack these 3. Return Vine Reap Mentor. Put all those triggers in. So target player mills 2. Target player mills 2. Target player mills 2. Get a few tokens in the process. So we just need to survive. Now our opponent, well, they don't have full control. There's still 2 random cards up there. So they start paying here. But yeah, we've now entered a weird mini game. As long as I can drop a creature that's more expensive than 2, I can get this back. and I can start the loop over again. But if our opponent pays, hold on, 2, 4. So it's actually in my interest to let them draw first. Oh, so they could draw hugs. If I don't want them to... Hold on, what's this do? Exile top X cards where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. They will exile 1. So I don't want them to exile that. So we're actually going to sack this food. So what's on top? Brambleguard Veteran. That's fine. It does spend them, but they end up exiling the top 2 cards. Oh, we're going to play that game, are we? I unfortunately will lose this one. So they're going to pay 1 more. Actually, they shouldn't have. Hold on. Did they go back up top already? Oh no, this goes in the bottom. So they want to put this on the bottom. So which card will they end up drawing? Okay, that's actually fine. So we'll put this in bottom. So they will gain 3 life. They won't be able to spend any more because they're down to 2 mana. Hold on, they're down to 2 mana. Okay, that's fine. We can exile this. Oh my gosh, this is so complicated. So the next 2 cards they exile, I need to check. Okay, they're left with that, which... Can they cast this? Nope. They can give it haste though, so we take 5. Okay, hold on. So let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're still alive. And we can even block this one to stop this from being a problem. And... Okay, we're still alive. So bounce this back again. Technically, I can... Yeah, and opponent concedes. They will only have enough mana to bring back 3 cards. But I would be able to play this, sack enough... And I would just need to time it. I won't even have to... Well... So there we go. We actually... we actually managed to survive that one. That was actually kind of hair-raising though, but we found a neat loop there. So that was a bit of a long-term game. Okay, got ourselves a Trata Deadly Fugitive. Actually, that conversation I had with Ben a while ago. Well, this one is not battery operated. I should check, but I should check with my dad upstairs to do that, to do his lock. Okay, so no Scavenger's Talent, but we will have a 2-drop. In fact, I can hide the green for the time being. Life Creed Duo. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we don't have to hide it. So next turn, this one, it just gives it indestructible, but it's still a big deal. Dagger Fang Duo. If I take that one, I will most likely just play the Moonlight Harbinger first. I can offer the trade. It's a bit of a waste though, so we're gonna pass. Also, our opponent did not mill 2 cards, so they're not They don't exactly have those synergies. So next turn we can do Hunter's Talent Fell and swing big. Squire, yeah, that's definitely a target. Opponent not going for it. I can even do 3/3 mascots, set up the Clement next turn. Snipe this one. Swing with both. Unofficial. I actually don't mind blocking with this. Yeah, it delays Clement quite a bit. Ooh, opponent's going for it? No, they're not. That's fine. So I could bounce either of these back? Probably shouldn't. And this time, since Clement's in the field already, I would block with 3/3 mascot. When it does have a lunar convocation, they probably will start paying life to draw. But they need to gain life also. So that's a bit of a dud. But I have to also note that Expend is kind of poor with this one. It only works on spells. Thankfully, we did it with spells. Opponent really wants to hit the creature, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm offering everything now. Basically, trying to push as much as possible. Because our opponent starts generating bats when they gain life, and it should be easy to do. No, I guess it's not easy. Our opponent conceded. There we go. That's gonna be it. We actually survived with a really tough deck here. I wasn't too happy with it, but we did. I guess it's just all about the talents. They worked really well. And yeah, that Scavenger's talent loop trick is actually so brutal. It's pretty nice to see it. That's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. I also hope to see what this is. Paw Patch Formation is fine. Yeah, there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.